It's only on YouTube. I think we're only recording on YouTube. Let me just double check.
Okay.
We're live. We're live on YouTube.
That's so exciting.
I think we're not live on Periscope.
Okay.
It's so strange.
Did you want to record it on your...
Yeah, I'm gonna record it. Wow! We're live on Periscope too.
Yay!
Shoot, we're not live on Periscope.
It doesn't like you these days.
Oh my god. Are we live on YouTube? Because if we're not live on YouTube either, I'm gonna shoot this phone.
And throw it against the wall.
No, we're not even live on YouTube either.
Canceling the phone.
We're live on nothing.
Oh, we're just talking to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's
Pretty much.
lovely. Delete. Cancel prison.
We're live on YouTube? Oh! Joe, thank you. Thank you.
Yay!
I was just gonna say something embarrassing. And
Good,
I'm
you
so
did it.
glad I said it.
That's
Because it
really
turns
good.
out we're live on YouTube. Are we though? Are we live on YouTube? I feel like it's too good to be true. It's too good.
Live on Twitch. I think you're live on Twitch.
This is so weird. It just says Pardes live stream. This is... I'm just really, really, really pissed off.
With the technology.
Yes.
Cancel technology.
I'm just pissed off at this. Alright, edit video. Hi, oh my gosh. I don't see the comments on
That's really
Prism.
weird.
Something is up with Prism. What was the name of the stream again? How ultra-Orthodox Jewish dating works?
Mm-hmm. YouTube and Twitch are working.
YouTube and Twitch are working,
Mm-hmm.
but not Periscope. Wow, it's so strange. Usually Periscope works. And the zoom, we need to zoom out. I need to ask them what's going on with the technology.
Yeah.
I should.
That makes sense. It shouldn't be this complicated.
Yeah.
It shouldn't take us 30 minutes to go live every night.
Yeah. I mean, this keeps happening, dude.
This is a bit crazy. It's a bit much.
Hey, okay, 1 second. I'm gonna check the YouTube comments right now. Do you mind? I have a question. Do you
Sure.
mind plugging this in from your end?
Yeah, of
From your
course.
side? But don't let the light go off. Don't plug out the light. Just put that in.
I should unplug it.
Yeah, just don't unplug the light. Just. Alright, we're on Twitch. Oh my gosh. We're live.
Is it plugged in? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it kind of worked. How ultra-Orthodox dating works. It says we're live. Yes! 10 people watching. Yay! Hey, Joe. Hey, Periscope didn't work. Hey, Felix. Hey, everybody. Wow. It's working.
Why am I frozen?
Because I
Paused it.
paused. I paused it. All right. And you know what? I'm going to share this link on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That makes sense.
I'm going to share the link on Twitter.
Yay. You're so funny. Exclusive. This is real news, non-fake news.
Okay.
Yay.
All right, we're live. Okay.
Yay. Hey, everyone. Good evening, good morning.
Yes, good evening, good early morning, and I'm diacritical. Thanks for letting me know. No Periscope tonight, which is fine, because it's fine.
Can you pull up the comments on your computer so we can see?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna look at your comments down here.
Alright.
And Twitch is up there. Twitch comments is up there.
Alright.
Hey everybody. Hey Twitch. Hey Twitchies.
Hey guys.
And maybe we can even see Twitch comments down here. Twitch. The only difference would be instead of like looking in there and being like, oh, what's going on? We're gonna look down here. We're gonna be looking
why
down the
don't
whole
we put
time.
it here, no?
No, it's fine. Because I want to like, you know.
Alright.
Hey diacritical. Alex. Oh, James. James says, I miss my friend Alex. He was a veteran who took his life last year. I'm sorry.
That's really hard to hear. Yeah.
So, a lot of this is connection stuff. We're still figuring it out. My roommate just, like, upgraded our internet connection here, so hopefully it should be a little better, and we could do a lot more. And there's so much to talk about. Lila and I both grew up in the same community. We grew up, we
went to the same
same
schools.
schools. We
Yeah.
went to, elementary school, high school. We even did seminary together the same year. I mean, not in the same school. In Israel?
Yeah, in Israel. It's usually a
Jerusalem.
gap year that a lot of Jewish people do.
Yeah.
After high school, before they start college, they take a year off and go to Israel just to kind of find themselves, reconnect to their Judaism,
Yes.
Spirituality.
Exactly. And everyone is asking if I'm sober tonight. For the most part, yes. And last night was so embarrassing.
I think it was just a long day.
I actually didn't even watch till the end. I actually didn't even watch it at all. Like, I'm too embarrassed to sit and watch it. And as far as I know, I passed out on the stream, right?
I think you kept getting tired and laying down.
Getting tired and laying down. Okay, that's basically what happened. In the middle of my live stream, I basically fell asleep.
But tonight we're doing a lot better.
Yeah, tonight is doing a lot better. I'm drinking tea like a normal person, and I'm having a conversation like a normal person.
We're so excited to share this with you guys. There's so much to talk about. We were just talking about it before.
Yeah, we're so mature, and we have so many mature things to talk
In
about.
an unbiased opinion.
Very unbiased.
We're very mature.
We're gonna talk about ultra-Orthodox dating in a very unbiased manner, right?
Yeah.
Right before this live stream, Lila and I had a talk.
A long talk.
Yes, and our talk was about how unbiased we are.
Your unbiased opinions.
How unbiased we are about ultra-Orthodox Jewish dating. We are so unbiased, and we have neither any positive nor negative opinions about it, right, Lila?
Just neutral.
Just neutral
Plain,
opinions.
simple, to the point, facts, not
Yeah.
opinions.
Yeah, no opinions. We have no
fake
opinions
news.
about ultra-Orthodox Jewish dating. Alex wants to know how to pick up ultra-Orthodox chicks.
First of all, you gotta be ultra-Orthodox yourself.
Yeah, Lila Nate is asking if you're Orthodox Jewish. Is Pardes drinking a hot toddy?
No, Pardes is drinking tea. The same one I'm drinking. It's the Starbucks brand. Tazo.
Max Friedman says it sucks. Just tell it like it is.
There's so many juicy things to talk about.
Huh?
There's so many juicy things.
There's so many juicy details. Okay, first of all, so we both grew up in the ultra-Orthodox community. We are both a lot less religious than we used to be. Lila is still, or would you still consider yourself?
Yeah.
Lila's still Orthodox. I would say modern Orthodox, right?
Yeah. I guess it's the family I grew up in. But I guess we could talk about like the difference.
We've got a lot of Orthodox people on this stream.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
we've got
So
a
a lot
lot
of people will
Orthodox.
be able to follow.
Yes. And so a lot of people know what we're talking about.
That's good.
And
Yeah.
I grew up Orthodox. I grew up from community, in the yeshivish community. And we both did in that community. And
Well, I went to that school, but my community was more modern Orthodox.
So like the Westwood community?
Yeah, so I grew up in Westwood in Los Angeles, right near UCLA. And apart from like the head rabbi's kids, all the other families sent their children to the modern Orthodox school. My family was the only family apart from the rabbi's kids that went to the Orthodox schools.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like kind of also in the Persian community, so it's kind of like a mix. I feel like we're just in I think it was just so much. We were in so many different like parts of the communities, yeah.
I think LA is a mix in general because it's just LA. Like I explained to people on the East Coast, you'll have like Brooklyn, which is really near Manhattan, which is close to Queens, which is close to Passaic, which is not even too far from Lakewood. And you have a bunch of communities like somewhat spread out, but LA is just LA, so it's very condensed, it's more concentrated.
Yeah.
So you'll have like various religious levels and observances within a small area, so kind of you see it more.
Yeah. Guys, do you notice that like I'm wearing black and she's wearing white, and it's basically like dating, right? So like I am the groom and she's the bride. I know, I just
Why can't I be the
felt
groom?
like I should point out, because grooms don't wear white.
Yes, they do.
Grooms
at least
wear
the
black.
Ashkenaz do. To the what's it called when you walk down the aisle?
Like the kittel.
Yeah, to the canopy. Yeah, exactly. Need a plug in the computer.
No, I
needs to charge.
I'm the groom.
Well, I want to identify as the groom.
Diacritical says we have Orthodox communities that don't seem to recognize each other here. I wonder if they cross state. Diacritical lives in New York.
Oh. Yeah, lots of Orthodox communities there.
So
Central hub.
Roy is asking if I should say something in Farsi. I'll do a live stream about just talking Farsi.
Guys, comment on this video if you want Pardes to teach you guys Farsi, because I suggested that. Like if she has a whole channel of just learning Farsi. So comment below if you
all
want
my
that.
live streams in Farsi, and nobody who speaks Farsi would watch it because it's just so dumb.
No, why don't you teach Farsi? People learn like different
lessons.
languages. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to pay me for that. You have to pay me like a lot of super chats for that. You have to just like.
Come on, Alex.
Like
$50
Let's
get those super chats.
Yeah. And anyway, so all right, we'll start with this. We'll start with that. And what was the other thing I was gonna say about?
Yeah. Well, I think we could start.
Our families are also yeah.
Our families are Orthodox, but I think it's important to mention how like Orthodox people are raised, girls and guys are raised to not talk to each other or interact so much.
So we'll start off with that. So growing up, right? How we're raised growing up, where basically, right, men and women don't interact so much, and this
boys and girls because we're kids.
Alex.
Alex
is like, are you asking me for money? Alex.
We've got to that point in those live streams.
Alex, I'm not a cam girl. Alex, I'm not a cam girl. I'm a groom, and she's the bride. We're traditional. We're a traditional couple. We don't do this kind of things. You know, showing off on camera and stuff. We don't do that. So, men and women in the Orthodox community. Oh shoot, I wasn't recording on Anchor.
Okay, well we could record now. We didn't really say much.
Right, we didn't say anything important. So now we're recording on Anchor. Hello, Anchor. We're recording now. Now we're gonna say important things, right?
Should I put your phone there?
That's fine.
Okay.
So, all right. So we grew up.
Girls and guys are separate. So the school we went to, it was a boys and girls school. However, the boys and girls classes were separate, and
The elementary school.
So
and we went to.
They were in different buildings even. So we weren't even in the same building. They really kept us very separate.
Talking to boys strictly forbidden, and I know a lot of Christian schools are like that too. We had a uniform. It was like very strict.
I think it's just right. I agree. It's not just Judaism. It's a lot of religions.
Yeah.
Strict culturals also.
Yeah. And so we had a strict uniform. We had
dress code.
We had a dress code.
Even outside school.
Yeah, outside school. We weren't allowed to go to like movies. We weren't allowed to use the internet. We weren't allowed to watch TV. No
So I think
secular
that's
literature.
the difference, like for anyone who doesn't know Orthodox versus modern Orthodox. Like I grew up with a TV, I grew up with internet in my home, but I felt uncomfortable discussing it at school because I knew it was really frowned
But
upon.
you can get kicked out of school
Right.
if they find out that you have those things at home.
Yeah, some people do. Though sometimes they turn their eye or they, you know.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say names, but like, we had friends who were almost kicked out of school because the school found out that they had a TV at home.
So I know what you're talking about. I think that incident, the issue was that girl in our class invited other girls to come over and watch a movie.
No. No. They found the
In high school?
Into her SMS.
Oh, so then we're talking
Yeah.
about different things. I was talking about the high school incident.
Yeah, the one where we were
Yeah.
all okay.
Yeah.
So see, this is like inside stuff. So we almost got kicked out of Beis Yaakov,
The high school.
which is called Beis Yaakov,
Oh no.
because we were caught watching a movie in someone's house. I don't know who told the principal, but someone told the principal that a bunch of girls were watching a movie. We were watching a movie called John Tucker Must Die, and it was so funny. And we watched that at one of our friends' houses, and someone told the principal, and we almost all got kicked out. He called us all into the office and tried to find out like who the culprit was. I was the one who organized the movie.
Yeah, I wasn't part of it. I wasn't invited. Very insulted.
Yeah, it was like you should have been insulted. It's
Well,
really
at least
cool.
I get in trouble.
It was really cool.
He was so scary.
But of course, he didn't blame me. He blamed.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
He
'Cause
blamed
she
my
was in my
friend.
class. Both of them were in my class.
Oh yeah, he blamed my friend who's like really quiet, and she like she
She's
was
really
barely
innocent.
part of it. She's really innocent,
Yeah.
and she was the one who was blamed.
You know, her and her other friend were in my class.
Really?
Well, because the last names.
Diacritical, thank you so much.
We appreciate the support. I'm
Thank you.
I like that number.
I like 613. That was on purpose, wasn't it?
We see you.
Diacritical sent me 613.
Yeah.
613 is a very, very special number in Judaism because it stands for the 613
Commandments.
mitzvot. Yeah.
Mitzvot
A
sound better
mitzvah.
than commandments. Commandments seem so strong and demanding and like, you must do this. But actually the way
Yeah.
we were raised and taught, a mitzvah is like a good thing. Like a good
Yeah.
deed.
I don't do any mitzvahs.
Yes, you do.
I'm not religious anymore.
It doesn't make a difference. That doesn't mean you don't do any mitzvah. One of the mitzvahs is to host guests and make them feel comfortable at your house.
Yeah.
To look after yourself is
She's
another
my
mitzvah.
guest.
And I feel really comfortable. I come home and I just change into pajamas and drink your tea.
Yeah.
But that's a mitzvah. Another mitzvah is to look after yourself and make sure you're mentally and physically healthy, and you do that.
I'm not mentally healthy.
Well, you're trying to get better.
I had a bunch of mayonnaise today.
What does that have to do with anything? You're allowed to eat that.
And I had like 100 drinks this year.
Yeah, but alcohol's not forbidden in our religion.
Right.
So you're good. You're good. A mitzvah
It's Lila. It's Lila. Leila. Okay. So anyway, all right. So this is how it works. This is how ultra-Orthodox dating works. You don't talk. Boys and girls don't talk. They don't communicate. Okay, and then they get to a certain age, and usually you're supposed to. Usually the goal is to be married by the time you're 20. Okay, so for girls.
Yeah, guys,
Well,
it's usually
guys-
22, 21, 22.
22, right? Okay,
Yeah.
for boys it's 22. For girls it's, well, actually my brother's 21 and my parents are already,
Yeah, 21,
he's
22.
already, yeah, is he 21? Oh, he's almost 21. My brother's 20. He's almost 21. And he's already been dating,
Mhm.
You know that, Ismaya? He's already been dating.
They start dating at 20, but they usually get engaged 21, 22.
Yeah.
Sometimes 23.
Yeah, and
Girls will start dating at 18, though.
yeah, girls will start dating really
Early.
soon.
Yeah. So the idea is that the first time Orthodox people typically interact with the opposite gender is when they start dating, unless it's like a brother or a sibling, someone you're super comfortable with, like an uncle or whatever. It's the what?
No, sorry.
It's the first time you're interacting with the opposite gender, and it usually creates very awkward tension or conversation. Some people have a difficult time communicating. They don't know what to talk about or what's normal, what's not normal. I find that also being like a huge question.
Yeah.
Like whether it's a comment one person says to the other or something they do.
Yeah.
It's usually like, you know, is this normal? Is it not normal?
Yeah, there's a lot of awkwardness, and so
uncertainty.
Yeah, so basically they eliminate that by having a matchmaker.
Or I guess not eliminate, but it helps.
It helps.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So there's a matchmaker, and the matchmaker is called a shadchan. And the shadchan is the person who is like the middleman between the two people. And so basically it works kind of like a system. Like there's a system, right? So
like an interview, like a job hiring.
Right. So the shadchan is basically like your agent. Your agent, some people have like their own shadchan that is like their person, that it's basically your agent, and they get paid. It's kind of like getting paid on commission. They get paid if the match works.
If the couple gets engaged.
Right. So so basically you have either your own matchmaker, or you'll just go through a middleman, like, you know, not without your own person, but just through some other matchmaker, you know, whatever. And the matchmaker will take from both sides, and they will exchange information, the shidduch resume, right? Did you have a shidduch resume?
I do have one.
Yeah, I have a shidduch resume too.
Shidduch meaning a set or a match.
Yeah, shidduch resume is like basically like a job resume, but for the position title of being a wife.
Well, not particularly. It kind of says, mine is really basic. The idea is that it has information about you. So mine will say like my name, my age. It gives my siblings. The idea is to kind of get like a high level picture of the person.
Yeah, but it's for marriage. It's not.
Yeah, for the purposes of marriage. But it doesn't have any. It's not like it like. It's not too detailed. Mine's not detailed. There's no description or anything. Some people put a description of like themselves, like a paragraph description or a description of what type of person they're looking for, and people have references like a job resume.
Yeah. So it's basically like no, I was kidding when I said for the wife job. It's like basically
or a husband. Guys also have resumes.
No, yeah. No, I mean
like
so basically it's like your name and your age. I mean this is mine. So my name, I mean I haven't used mine forever because it was
well, we could get into that.
So basically mine has my age, my birthday, I think it has my height, and like my parents' names, and then my siblings' names and what they do, their ages. Then it has like my occupation, like my school, which I actually didn't put my school on it because the shadchan, one of the shadchans who wanted to set me up, told me that I shouldn't have my school. Nobody should know that I'm in this secular school.
Really?
That was when I was at UCLA. Yeah, she said I shouldn't put, nobody should find out that I go to UCLA because it's a secular college.
Ooh,
so I'm being so rebellious.
Not explicitly Jewish school.
Yeah, so I didn't put that on my resume, and then so it was just basically that I don't even remember what it was. I was like, I am like a secretary or something. I don't know, some side job that I had. And then
side hustles.
Yeah, like a side hustle. And then and I also had on it that I played piano because my mom really wanted me to put it on it. My mom really wanted.
Your mom's so proud of that.
I played piano.
You're actually really great at piano.
Thanks. I need to practice.
You used to give lessons.
Yeah.
Give my sister a lesson. That was so cute.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It was so long ago. So yeah, I gave her sister a lesson. And so anyway, then on my resume, then it has like my past education, like the high school that I went to, the elementary school I went to, and then the last section is the references. So I just had a bunch of references, friends, rabbis, I don't know, mentors or whatever.
Family,
and
friends.
Their numbers. and people would basically call these people and ask for references and call those references and ask for other references.
The idea is to ask questions about, let's say, Pardes. So if I were to get Pardes'
it's like doing
resume,
research. They call it doing research.
They ask questions about like her personality. They'll ask her interests. They'll ask what she's doing now, and usually they'll try to find people who they know so they could like get an inside scoop. So let's say I get Pardes' resume and I know somebody else and she calls me about Pardes, she's gonna know I'll give her like an inside scoop as opposed to a stranger where I don't feel comfortable giving like personal information or whatever.
Yeah. Ira is asking if it's shidduch. No, it's shidduch. Shidduch. It's a ch.
Yeah, it's a Hebrew letter.
Bart says, I saw this on Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It's just like Fiddler on the Roof, right?
But Fiddler on the Roof didn't have resumes.
Right, they didn't have
But
resumes.
they did have a matchmaker, that's true.
They had a matchmaker. Mm-hmm. So that matchmaker, do you think if that matchmaker, that basically, they didn't have printers, right?
That's a good point.
That's why a good point. Didn't have shidduch resumes.
That's a great point.
They didn't have printers.
I wonder if they had references, though.
They probably did. They probably had references. They would call someone who lived in the same town as that person.
No, there was no phones, was there?
Oh no, they would send like a message to like someone who lived in the same town as that person and say,
oh my god, like Harry Potter with the owls.
Yeah. Do you know this person? Do you know, like, I'm the guy, right? So I'll call Lila's, this is typically what would happen. I'm a guy, so I will call whoever I know who knows anyone in Lila's class, in her high school class. And I'll call those people and be like, tell me everything you know about Lila. And I will sit there and analyze their voices and hear what they have to say about Lila. And just analyze. And they will always, because you can't say Lashon Hara, you can't slander, right? So they will always say only nice things. Gossip. Right. Saying negative things about people. But they will always be nice, right? But you can tell in the tone of a person if they're really faking it.
Because I could say Pardes is nice, or I could be like, she's a very nice, genuine person.
And so you'll be like, is Pardes fat? And then the person will say, she looks healthy. They won't say she's skinny. They'll say, she looks healthy. So that's
someone
nice
asked me to describe my friend, like her body type. And I'm like, she's slender. Like, she's not heavy or fit. Like, she's not, like, scrawny, but she's definitely not heavy by any means. She was, like, normal. Like, I don't know how else to say it, but they were asking me to describe her. And I was like, she's slender. They're like, so, like, heavier slender or, like, thinner slender? It was, like, made me so uncomfortable. Because, like, she was probably, like, a size 2 or 4. Like, not scrawny, but not heavy, you know? It was, like, really uncomfortable. I didn't even know how to describe her. What?
Chino says that I'm PHAT. Fat. Alex, it's Lashon Hara. Lashon Hara is basically the Hebrew way of saying slander. Mm-hmm. Thou shalt not slander.
Or gossip.
Alright, so Paul says, like me, I'm in shape, round. Sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing so much tonight. Slender is slender. So basically it's a way of trying to do research. They call it research because it is research.
It is.
You call as many people you know and try to get from the tone of their voice, try to get information on that person.
The idea is to see if it would be a good idea, like a potential match for you to go out with this person. Is it worth it for you to go on a date? Because remember, this is a stranger.
Does this person have any bad strikes in their past? Any disqualifiers?
You're right. Any reasons not to go out with them?
Do they have anyone whose sibling is off the derech?
Well, that's the other thing that they research. They want to see, like, family, because family's important.
They'll ask about family.
And
if
remember,
your parents are divorced, then it's like, you're disqualified.
Well, I think it depends on the person, but I think it's also important to know.
I would have never, when I was there, we never even would consider somebody whose parents are divorced.
But that's my point. Like, let's say a divorced family would consider a divorced family. Like, let's say if a person's parents who's divorced may consider someone who's divorced. But
Right.
remember, the point is, like, this whole shit of dating, what we call it, it's not dating to, like, get a boyfriend or girlfriend. It's dating for the purposes of marriage. And every party knows that it's for marriage.
It's totally like a business transaction.
Right.
You can't ever touch a member of the opposite gender. I mean, that's like, people really stick to that. That's really strictly. You don't touch a member of the opposite gender. Even after you're married, you don't touch your spouse for the whole 2 weeks that your period starts. Right, Nita?
Yeah, but I think we're jumping ahead.
Okay, fine. But
I
anyway.
think that, just important to understand, like, when you go on shirti, the reason why it's such intense research is because everyone knows, the girl, the guy, and the shadchan, the matchmaker, all knows it's just to get married. So people are, like, going to ask about families. They're going to ask about growing up. Was there any issues with the kid? Was there school issues? Was there learning disabilities? Was there health issues? They want to get a good picture because they want to know, is this someone I would want to marry? It's not just boyfriend. It's not a long-term relationship. It's, are we going to get married in a few months? It's very, like, direct and forward-thinking and precise.
Like, you have to already know before, you have to know by the time the first date happens that, like, you would consider this person
for marriage.
And
as soon as you don't, you call it off. And people, like, stop dating after 1 or 2 dates because, like, there's no way I want to marry this person. And I understand, it's like, people ask, well, how do you know? Because you don't even know the person. Right. And sometimes you could get a feel, like, and sometimes people are just picky. And I mean, I think you guys also know it has nothing to do with religion. Like, you could meet someone who won't even give you the time of day.
Right, exactly.
It's all types of people.
Yeah.
Like, I have coworkers who are like that.
That you won't give you time of day.
Yeah, they think they're better than other people, you know?
Yeah. It's like,
it happens everywhere.
Be able to get along, but you're not, like, dating for the purpose of, like, just hanging out and having fun, but you have to get along.
Yeah.
And why?
Can you read the comments out loud, because I can't see them from where I'm sitting?
Okay. These comments are so funny. Felix is asking, how many suits do Haredim have? Like, just one, or like 10 of the same one?
Probably 10 of the same one.
10 of the same one. They all. I mean,
I'm just guessing, though.
My brother just has a bunch of black suits.
So that's the thing, I guess, because I come from a modern Orthodox.
White shirts and black suits.
So, like, I come from more of a modern Orthodox family, so, like, my brother and father will wear, like, jeans. They won't just wear suits.
Yeah.
So more Orthodox people tend not. I don't know what your family does.
Ultra-Orthodox people tend to wear, the men tend to wear more
slacks and t-shirts and shirts.
I mean, like, everything always white button-down blouse, always black pants.
Boys don't wear blouses, they wear shirts.
Shirt, button-down shirt, black pants, black suit, always a black hat, and very, like, they all look the same.
Penguins. That's how some people describe it, because they always wear, we call it black and white. They wear, like, a white shirt and black pants all the time. As opposed to, let's say, more modern Orthodox people, we still will keep all the laws, but we're more lenient about clothing. So my brother will wear, like, colored shirts or jeans or not colorful pants, but he'll wear, like, navy. He won't just wear black.
So one person asked something. Chino says, why does my Orthodox Jew friend skip Shabbat for 2 weeks and eat chicken that's not kosher, but he won't eat beef that isn't kosher? Isn't that a little weird? He's short, probably shouldn't trust him.
Well, I think we could clarify and say, like,
people are stricter on beef.
People are strict. I think it's following a lot of rules, and I find, like, sometimes it's hard for people to always follow the rules all the time, and sometimes they kind of need a break. It's just like with anything. It's kind of hard to judge everyone on the same level, being like, oh, you're Jewish, you must do this and this and that. You know, everyone's trying to find their own path and their own way and what's right for them.
Yeah, there's, like, So,
like, he may keep kosher sometimes because he wants to, but he may not other times, and not because he's a bad person, he just may need a mental break or whatever his soul needs at the time. That's how we would describe it.
Yeah. People tend to be stricter on beef, like even more than chicken, because like beef, there's like a special way to there's like a special butchering process for beef, but like I mean also there is chicken, for chickens, but it's people are stricter with beef though.
Because it's a mammal, as opposed to chicken, there's an egg first, and then it hatches. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Because it's mammal. Because that was the whole thing, like at first chicken wasn't part of like the 6 hours.
Nate says, I would hate not being able to eat McDonald's if I was Orthodox.
I never ate McDonald's and I feel okay.
I never eat at McDonald's and I eat everything now.
So, like, I was explaining to some coworkers because they had a lot of questions about me being raised Orthodox and keeping Shabbat and only eating kosher food. And if you grow up in a certain lifestyle and everyone around you is like that, it's very easy to follow. Not only is it because it's all you know, but everyone else is doing it, so you don't feel left out. But I think, like, if I didn't keep kosher my whole life and then I decided to, I think that would be a harder jump.
Yeah. Like, when I went back in LA with my family, it would be weird for me to even go and look for, like, a place that's not kosher, just because I already know all the kosher places. I already know all the people who work at the kosher places and all their owners and everybody. And so, like, to me, I would just go there just because that's what I did my whole life.
Would you also not go to the places that aren't kosher because you would feel uncomfortable people seeing you walk in there? Because people know you in LA. It's supposed to
but people know I'm not religious anymore. Like, in the beginning I did. In the beginning I felt uncomfortable. Now it's like, I mean, I wouldn't do it just because I don't want to embarrass my family. But I feel like people already know, right? I feel like people already know.
I don't know. I feel like you think people know, but I feel like they don't.
They don't. So if, like, I would go in a non-kosher place.
Like, you think girls in our high school class know?
They must, right?
No.
Really?
Oh, that's another thing. A lot of people don't have social media.
They don't have internet, social media. Do you think they all have internet? Do they think?
I'm sure a lot of people do now just because everything's online. Like, banking is online, you pay your bills online.
Right.
Everything's online. It's kind of hard to live in a modern world without internet. So people do.
But Chaim Kanievsky said internet is Avodah Zarah.
He did. Are you sure that's not taken out of concept?
When we were in seminary, he said internet is basically a form of idolatry. When we were in seminary.
I feel like that line is out of context, no?
That's what they said.
Because we had internet at my seminary, and one of the head rabbis was really close with him, or his son, something like that.
And what did he say about that?
He didn't comment. In my school in Israel, we call it the seminary, they had internet.
Wait, I forgot. Which one was it Pninim? Which More. Okay. I keep mixing up those two.
They're very similar, and they're close to each other in location, which is very interesting.
Okay.
They are kind of.
We went to different schools, but we were there the same year, and we hung out.
Yeah, remember you came over for Pesach?
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah, we had
Passover.
And
should we go back to talking about, like, dating and stuff?
Yes.
So what happened? So you get to the age where you're supposed to get married. You graduate high school, you went to Israel, and now you have to get married. And I think another important thing to mention is that in the Orthodox community, a person's goal is to get married and have kids. Or it's stressed like that, or like portrayed like that. So people are raised like to like work on themselves, to have a marriage, to have a home, to have a Orthodox home, a Jewish home that has all the Jewish values. So when you get to this point, it's like a very critical part in a person's life, and it's very stressed. The idea is to like try to find the right person, whether it be doing a ton of research or going on a few dates, but you want to get married as soon as possible.
Yep. We're both like old maids in that community.
I guess we're not old maids, we're considered.
We're considered old maids.
Because we're 26 and single.
We're like, people pray for us. You know, like how people sit and have, it's called a Tehillim gathering. It's like when everyone sits in a circle.
Tehillim is Psalms.
Yeah, Psalms. when everyone sits in a circle, like when people have gatherings and they'll text each other, be like, 4:00 at my house, and everyone will like sit around in a circle and hold their psalm book and like just pray, and they'll do it like they'll dedicate the prayers to like someone with like an illness or someone else who's like, you know, struggling financially, and then they'll also dedicate it to people like us.
It's not exactly like, it's a little bit dramatic, but
Who
the
are
idea
26.
is that they feel bad for us.
Who are 26.
We're pitied because we're considered old.
26 and not married.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're like really old.
We're considered old. We're not old. We're considered old.
And it's like, aw, so-and-so. I remember like when I was little, we would talk about people whose daughters were like 25. You know, so-and-so's daughter is 25. And
irony is
not
25
married.
so young.
Yeah, 25's young, but at that time, like I thought I would be married by the time I was 20.
Listen, when I was in 3rd grade, I thought 6th graders were old. Okay.
Yeah.
6th graders are babies.
But the difference is these are adults.
Right. Well, I think
that.
I think because everything is in perspective.
Yeah.
I think that's another important thing to keep in mind when you're viewing this whole thing or forming an opinion. In their perspective, it's the appropriate age to get married is between 18 and 22 for girls and guys.
Yeah.
23 is considered a little bit older. 26 is really old. A lot of girls, even in our class, have 2 or 3 kids by now.
Yeah.
And that's considered normal.
How many? Okay. I don't want to say names. I feel like I keep wanting to tell her names, be like, oh, this person, that person, but like I don't want to say it on the stream.
Yeah, let's not mention anyone's
Okay, we
names.
won't say anybody's names on the stream. but yeah, people our age have multiple children. My mom had like 4 or 5 kids by the time she was my age.
Yeah, I think your mom was more of a special story because she did not go through the whole shit. We call it shidduch system.
Yeah, although she was set up by her parents.
Yeah, but I think it was a little bit different.
Yeah, she's Persian.
There was
My
no
mom
resumes.
Yeah, my mom was not ultra-Orthodox when she got married. Now my family is, but not then they weren't. But let's see.
Yeah, let's read some comments.
What else? Okay, so then what happens?
Okay, so
how many dates? After how many dates? Okay, so this is when I was dating.
So you do your research.
After 3 dates, it was considered serious.
Okay.
So if you were still going out after.
I just want to make one more comment. Once you do a lot of research, first, the girl's resume typically the girl's resume sent to the boy, and the boy does research, and then he'll tell the shadchan yes or no, I do want to go out with this girl or I don't. Once he gives his yes, the shadchan, the matchmaker, will take his resume, give it to the girl, and then her family or she does research, and then she'll give a yes or no. When she gives a yes, they go out on a date.
Yes.
And then it's the first date.
The boy always says yes first, right?
Well, not always. Most likely. In the ultra-Orthodox, it is.
Yeah.
In, I guess, more mono-Orthodox, it could be the girl will get his resume first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the boy always gets a picture.
Right. So, along with the resume, a picture is sent of the girl. Sometimes pictures from guys on their resume. Sometimes it's not, I guess, mandatory. As opposed to a girl, it is mandatory.
Yes.
Okay, and then they go on a first date, and this is where the awkwardness comes in, because remember, these people are so young. They were told their whole lives not to talk to the opposite gender, and all of a sudden they're not thrown into a room, but like they go out together, and they usually go to a lounge or somewhere.
Where did you go on your first date ever?
My very first date ever? Well, okay, so like because I grew up in more mono-Orthodox communities, like I was able to talk to guys, and I hung out with guys before my first shidduch date. My first shidduch date, I went to a hotel lounge.
Which one?
It was the Mandarin Hotel in Columbus Circle.
Where is that?
It's 59th Street in Manhattan.
Oh, in New York.
Yeah. I was in New York.
Okay.
Because remember, I came here straight after seminary.
Right. Okay.
I went straight to, I think we're in New York. I'm like, here.
Yeah,
I went straight to New York after seminary, yeah.
Okay, yes. I forget about that. I forget about that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so
You go on the first date. So I was in the Mandarin Hotel, and I could see like
you know where I went on my first date?
Where did you go?
You want to guess?
Well, you were in LA.
Yeah. Where did everyone go on their first dates?
I dated once in LA. I don't know. Where did they go?
Lowe's.
Lowe's? The
Yeah.
hotel?
Yeah.
In Santa Monica?
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever my
There is
grandmother lives there, whenever my uncle
Really?
and aunt come and visit her, they always stay there. Okay, now everyone's gonna know on
There is-
YouTube. Whatever, you could stalk them.
There's a hotel. There's a hotel. If you ever want to stalk like ultra-Orthodox dating,
It's a nice hotel.
there's a hotel in LA where like everybody goes for their dates.
Actually, technically, it's not LA Santa Monica. It's in
Santa
city.
Monica, but it's whatever, LA County. So
It is LA County.
there is a hotel called Lowe's in Santa Monica that everybody goes to for their first dates. It's like a thing. It's like, you know, people would like, because also there's, you know, people will fly to different cities to
Mhm.
like go on dates with people.
Mhm.
So people will fly into LA and they'll be like, oh, where should I take the girl on my first date? And everyone will be like, go to Lowe's.
So I heard actually from one of the guys I went out with that there's a WhatsApp group of guys who share like where to go on dates, whether it's a first date or a second date.
Yeah.
There's like a WhatsApp group for that where guys share like where to go, which is so interesting. And typically in the ultra-Orthodox community, the guy comes up with the dating plans. So he'll decide like where to go, if they're gonna go out to eat or if they're just gonna go to a lounge or if they're going to do an activity. It's his decision. He plans it.
Yes.
Sometimes I have been asked if I prefer to go out to eat or a lounge on a first date, which I think is very considerate. But it's customary or traditional for the guy to come up with the dating plans. And he doesn't necessarily have to confirm if the girl's okay with it. It could be a surprise. And it has been a surprise for me for a few times. Several times.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
I've been out on a lot of shidduch dates.
Yeah.
A
Definitely more
lot.
than me.
Oh, I have more than most people, I think.
Yeah.
A lot.
I got like, I don't know.
Well,
I got burnt out really quickly.
I mean, I got burned out too, but I've been doing this for 7 years. Like, I did it since I was 19.
Whoa, okay.
Doing it since I was 19.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she's like an experienced shidduch dater.
Experiences.
She's actually the perfect person to be doing this live stream. Because she really knows
Yeah,
how it works.
telling Pardes there's so much to talk about. There really is. There's loads. We could do this for hours.
Okay, so tell us about...
So you go on a first date.
Chino says, are they allowed to be cheap on the first date?
Yeah, some people are. I've been on a date where like the guy just like walks around in a park and doesn't pay for anything.
Yeah. And what do you talk about on the first date?
So first date, the shadchans advise both the boy and the girl to kind of get to know each other. So
And you don't have each other's numbers until like the third date? When
Yeah,
do you
right.
get each other's?
Well,
Okay.
actually, you could. So I got their numbers just because I wasn't living at home.
I dated this guy. Okay, yeah, continue.
So sometimes the idea is that the boy and girl don't communicate with each other. They communicate through the shadchan, the matchmaker. So the boy will call the shadchan and tell him, or either way, like the shadchan will ask both parties, like, when's a good date for you to go out? And she kind of figures out a date between both the boy and the girl, and then she gives the boy the girl's address of where she lives. Like, because I know typically people may meet at a restaurant. Shidduch dating, the boy will actually pick up the girl from her house each time. So I started dating when I was in college and I was in dorms, and I didn't feel comfortable for the guy to like come up to the dorms because everyone would see. So I would always ask the shadchans if I could meet the guy at like a Starbucks or a coffee shop, just somewhere like kind of neutral and away from the dorms.
Yeah.
And then we would go out to wherever, so we wouldn't just stay there.
Because the communities are so interconnected, so everybody knows everyone's business.
Yeah, it could get a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And first date is like getting to know each other. You ask about family, you'll ask about camps if you went to, Israel experiences, interests. It's they say keep it light. The idea is just to see if you could kind of create a connection. So remember, usually when people go on a first date, they've already spoken before, so they have some type of connection or something to talk about, or they know some type of common interest. For shidduch dating, you don't know anything. I mean, you've seen their resume, but basically you don't know anything about the person. So you're trying to figure out that common ground between the person. The only thing you know is like their gender, hopefully, and their religion, and that's basically it. I mean, you have the resume and it gives basic information, but you kind of feel like you're going in blindly. It's basically a blind date. And you're just trying to get a feel for the person, try to find some sort of common ground.
Well, my first person that I went out with,
oh my god, I remember this.
I already knew everything about him because like we did research and we knew a lot of people who knew his family, so I already.
But did you feel like you really knew him as an individual?
Well, I mean, you don't know anyone as an individual when you're shidduch dating. Like,
but
you
when you go
really
out, you
know
get a
them.
better feel.
Yeah, but like, I mean, how many times do you go out to like really know them? How many? How many dates was like the most you went on?
Okay, shidduch dating, the most I ever went out with is 4 dates, which I know is not a lot, but I have dated guys for longer than that.
Like beyond shidduch dates.
Right, it wasn't a shidduch date.
So it was like.
We met each other at an event.
Okay.
And then started dating.
So it's like a mix of shidduch dating and like regular dating.
Right, that's true. So I had a spectrum of dating experiences. I had anywhere between a shidduch date with a matchmaker and very formal to like meeting a guy at a party and going out. Sometimes friends set me up.
So
friends could ask
I only did strictly shidduch dating before I left the religious community. Like before I left the religious community, I was only doing it through matchmakers.
Mm-hmm.
I was not asking people out. I wasn't meeting people. It was just strictly through a matchmaker. And my mom basically did all the research. She would do all the work. She would like call this person, that person. The first guy, like on the first date, I came home and I was like, I want to marry this guy. And we really actually, like, that was the first date that I ever went on. I really actually thought I would marry him.
But he was a nice guy, though.
I was 20. Huh?
He was a nice guy, though.
He was a nice guy.
He was a really nice guy. He had a great job.
Yeah.
He was able to, like, look after you.
Yeah.
Like, he was a good guy.
Do you know, I mean, he was...
I don't know him,
do you know who you're talking... Do you know who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about because you told me about him. The short... I'm not going to say his name. The short, fat guy.
No. Okay, I'll talk to you about it later.
That's not important anyways.
Okay, but anyway, so we won't talk about that. But anyways,
so you go out on the first day. It's a little bit awkward. I felt like I never knew them, but maybe you did because you probably did more research than I did. I didn't do too much research. I would kind of glance over because I'm the type of person that needs to meet somebody in person to kind of get a feel for them. It's so funny with like the Briggs-Myers test, like what we were talking about before. ENFP, so like I'm a feeler, and like I like to feel people out.
Yeah, I'm like
intuitive. Then
Felix asks, how do you pay a shadchan per date or like a yearly thing?
No. So typically it works that you only pay the shadchan once you get engaged. So like the shadchans may not make anything. There are a few shadchans that I know that will charge a fee just to meet them, and then there's another fee once you get married. The fee to meet them could be anywhere between $100 to $350, and once you get engaged, it could be anywhere between $500 to $3,000.
What's MBTI?
Something made up.
What's MBTI? Bart says Pardes has traded up to an Italian professor.
Everyone's obsessed with him.
What's MBTI? Okay, so JF says, is it even more of a taboo in the Orthodox community for a young lady to fart on the first date? It's really stricter on girls in a lot of ways. Well, it depends what, but...
Actually, it's funny. I was once talking to this guy. He was young. It was just so funny. We were at a Shabbat table together, and he was several years younger than me, and we knew, like, we would never date, but it was just, like, kind of interesting to hear a different perspective. So he was saying a guy's perspective on this, because I know the girl's perspective, but I never heard from a guy's. And he was explaining to me how he thinks for guys there's higher standards. For girls, I always felt there was high standards because she had to be pretty, and she had to be educated, and she had to be this and that. And he was saying for guys it's a lot more because, like, they have to be religious, they have to pray 3 times a day, they have to be learning our Torah, our Bible, they have to have a good job, they have to have an education, they have to plan the day.
Well, it depends what kind of guys. In the ultra-Orthodox community, the guys don't need a good job. The guys are very likely going to be supported by their wives because they're
Going to be learning.
Going to be learning, yeah. They're going to be learning in Kollel. It's called Kollel. It's basically a system where, and it's not just a small part of the ultra-Orthodox community. It's a very, very widely practiced part of the this is what actually, could you say most ultra-Orthodox families do this? Could you say most?
I would say all the ultra-Orthodox, the first year or two they are married.
They aspire, everyone aspires to do this. This is like an ultra-Orthodox thing. Like my family members, most of our friends, where they basically, the husbands will learn, they'll study Torah, and, it's called the base medrash. What's the English word of saying it? They'll study Torah. They'll
not a room, like
they'll
in a gathering place.
In a yeshiva. They'll study in a yeshiva. And
in a school for adults.
In an adult school. That sounds like porn.
Adult classroom.
That sounds like porn.
It's not porn.
Adult school?
A school for adults.
Okay. So
a college for the ultra-Orthodox Jews. So
they basically, the men will study all day, and the wives, in order to be part of in order to be part of like the spiritual journey, will also support their husbands.
Well, the idea is someone needs to make money.
Right.
And if the guy is going to be studying all day, he's not going to be able to have a job.
Yeah. By the way, like, if it sounds like depressing, it's only because I'm talking about it, and I'm very biased.
Well, so here's the thing I think it's important to keep in mind.
Like, if my sister talked about it, you would actually be, like, really impressed.
Well, first of all, I think it's different because, like, a lot of people say it's much more difficult to do in the U.S. because we have higher standard of living as opposed to Israel, where there's, like, less expectation, it's easier to do this in Israel.
Yeah.
That's first thing. Second thing is the idea is that the husband is learning all this information, this, I guess, adult school, whatever you want to call it, to kind of better himself, to be a better husband and father for everyone. Yeah. He's learning to work on himself the first couple of years. And yes, you could say, well, why doesn't he do this before he's married? Everyone gets married younger. The idea is that if you get married younger, you're not so set in your ways, so you can easily adjust to your partner. So whether it be a girl or boy, you can easily adjust, as opposed to like when you're in your late 20s or early 30s, you kind of settled in your way. You kind of have your idiosyncrasies. You have
idiosyncrasies.
Yeah, and your quirks or whatever it is, and it's much more difficult to change for somebody else. The idea is if you get married younger, it's a little bit easier to do this and adjust. But because you get married younger, you still haven't fully matured. So the idea is that they go into these schools, whatever, these rooms, these halls, whatever you want to call it, to learn the Bible, which teaches them how to be a better person, how to interact with people.
Holocaust centers.
No, that's not funny.
No, the reason, do you remember when Sean Spicer said that? He was trying, okay, I don't know why I'm making fun of Sean Spicer.
Oh. Either way, the idea is that they learn to work on themselves, become better people, and then after a year or two, they either will go out and get a job, or they discuss with their wife to say, okay, are we going to have this permanent lifestyle where she works and she's also a mom?
And it's really healthy. I think it's really healthy to have that year or 2 years in the beginning of your life that you're in your marriage. Yeah, in your married life. I mean, in your married life, that you're together and you're not together with your families or like community that you grew up in, and you're kind of forced to be just.
If you move to Israel. Right. If you're from the U.S. and you move there, which a lot of people do, they'll move there for a year or two because it's easier to start off there.
Yeah.
To have this lifestyle there, as opposed to the U.S. where everything's super expensive.
Right. It's cheaper in Israel.
Yeah.
The rent isn't cheaper. Actually, my sister's rent is more expensive than DC.
Yeah, that makes sense because she's in Jerusalem. But I think it's just like the expectation lifestyle. Like you don't have to have lavish anything. Here it's just kind of like basic, we call it standard.
Yeah.
There it's like everyone kind of lives in poverty, and that's normal there.
Yeah. Chino says, are you guys in big trouble if you go out with some handsome Protestant stud? Are you disowned if you're with a Christian guy?
I would say more disowned, not
Disowned?
Yeah.
Do you think I would be disowned? I feel like at this point my parents are so at this point my parents are so like have given up on the prospect of me being religious again, that they will just like, my parents have become very forgiving. My parents are very forgiving people.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
I love your mom.
Yeah, they're really, they've kind of, I feel like they're kind of given up at this point. They're just like, see, like, I don't know. I think they're just scared of, like, that I won't go back. But,
Here's the thing, though. I feel like maybe this is a conversation for off the camera.
okay, we're gonna have this it's a really deep conversation,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have off the camera, and so that so you guys.
Because I know Pardes' mom, and I know Pardes. And also Pardes' mom and I had, like, one-on-one talks about me.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to discuss with you.
Okay. Now everyone's gonna be really curious.
No, nothing serious. Like, I was going through something in my life, and she was asking me, like, basically, Pardes' mom knew me since I was 10, and she kind of views herself, I guess, as an aunt to me, or, like, a second mom.
Yeah.
She, like, cares for me, basically.
Yeah.
So, like, when I was going through this tough time, she was talking to me about it, and, like, I was telling her my concerns, and she was giving me really good advice.
Yeah.
So, that's what's good. Just
Yeah, my mom
about.
gives people good advice.
Yeah.
Um,
But Pardes' mom knew me forever. And, like, she's basically watched me grow up. I went to Pardes' house a lot on weekends, and over Shabbat, I would spend a lot of time with her.
Felix says you should love who you love, but losing Jewishness through the generations is quite sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
true.
I feel sad and everything, but personally, I feel like I already sacrificed, like, 23 years of my life. Like,
I think it's hard, but I think you're still in the process of, like, figuring out who you are.
yeah.
I think that you're not set yet, but I feel like once you figured it out and got into, like, where you want to be in your life and figured yourself out, I think you're not going to regret those 23 years. I think you're going to see, like, the silver
Right,
lining
it's
in
like,
them.
it's like a...
You're still in the middle of everything.
It's like a... It's a part of... It's a special life that gives you perspective in a way that... Yeah, it's like an... It really... And the thing is that a lot... And people who grow up in very disciplined communities, you can tell oftentimes, like, very, like, when I was...
Provincial minded.
When we were in Beis Yaakov, people would make fun of us
In high
all the
school.
time. Yeah, in our high school, because it was an all-girls school, and it was very strict. We weren't allowed to be, like, in public, gathering stuff. It was a very strict school, so sometimes we would, like, I was sometimes we were sometimes around other kids from other schools, and they would make fun of us. They would say, like, you guys, you don't learn anything, or, like, even the parents, or some of our family friends whose kids didn't go to our school, they'd be like, they don't teach you anything, they don't teach you anything, you don't know anything, whatever. And
criticizing these ultra-Orthodox schools,
because-
not giving us a great secular education.
Right, and they really did not want to give us, like, they
I
really
think
did
we
not.
got a pretty good. We had AP classes.
We got a pretty good one, but the philosophy did not want us to. The reason we had those classes was because of Mrs. Walmark and Mrs. Heyman.
The principal in charge of the secular studies.
Yeah, and they were like really good about it. But when we were but I think there's one thing about, and whether or not they do give you a secular education, those kids tend to be very disciplined. So, like, when I was at UCLA, we did have some ultra-Orthodox, like, kids who, like, really, really, like, small, like, you can count them on, like, one hand. But there were those kids who came from those schools, tiny number of them, and they were always, like, the smartest in the class. They were always the hardest working and the most disciplined. because they were trained to study a lot.
I mean, yeah, you could get, but it's like anywhere, you could have like smart people and less smart people.
There is a woman in the chat. Which woman is in the chat? There's a woman in the chat.
All genders are welcome.
What's BNR? What's BNR? What's BNR, guys? Oh my gosh.
So going back to what we're talking about.
Rosemary. Hey, Rosemary. Rosemary. I love you, Rosemary. Rosemary's really cool. I think you would like her too.
Alright.
Yeah. She lives in Nashville.
Cool.
Yeah. I want to visit Rosemary.
On your trips.
Yeah.
Around the world. Oh my god, do you remember that movie, 80 Days Around the World?
Yes.
That's gonna be you.
Exactly.
80 days is less than 3 months.
I'm gonna be traveling. Nate says, I once asked my Orthodox friend if the whole having sex, I'm just saying that because I don't want to get demonetized.
Yeah.
Through with a sheet, because by the way, Nate, your comment was censored because you said the word sex. YouTube is very like G. So,
There's no she with a hole.
So yeah, Nate is that if I asked having sex with a sheet thing was true.
It's definitely not true. Actually,
He laughed and said it's a effing stupid myth.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's actually forbidden to have a she with a hole.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
One
wow.
of the teachers spoke about it. Maybe it was like when I was in seminary. And someone brought it up, like, why do people have these rumors? It's actually not allowed. You're supposed to have it the traditional way. Yeah, definitely. Like all traditional.
Interesting. All right.
So dating.
How many dates until
Yeah, that's a great question.
you get married?
Well, no, first you get engaged. That's like the big goal. Everyone wants to get engaged.
Until you get engaged, right?
Yeah, that's the goal is to get engaged and then obviously to get married. But like once you're engaged, that's when everyone kind of cools off. Basically, everyone's imagine like people are holding their breath like until the couple gets engaged. So honestly, in the ultra-Orthodox community, it's very, 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 very diverse. It could be anywhere between as little as 3 dates to 100 dates, like after a few months of dating. Typically, most people get engaged after 3 to 4 months of dating. And people go out like 1 to 2 times per week. Usually once the couple like get closer to getting engaged, they will go out more frequently. And also, a lot of people, there's a term calling drop shotgun, meaning the matchmaker is not going to communicate between the two parties, like when to set up the date and when to go out. The couple just communicate with each other. They'll arrange a time on their own. The other thing to know about a shotgun is after each date until the couple drop shotgun, both the boy and the girl will call the matchmaker, the shotgun, and say, kind of debrief her how the date went and if they want to go out with the person again or not.
Yes.
And sometimes shotguns could be pushy to either party. If like one party said they want to go out and the other said no, the shotgun may say, okay, just give it another try, or something like that. It could get like a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I'm just gonna say, if you want to say the word sex, don't spell it out because YouTube is gonna censor you. So anyone who's been saying it, if you are wondering why your comment isn't showing up on the screen, it's because YouTube is like blocking your comment. So just if you want to say that, say like spell like S-E-X, okay? Or you can do like a star or something, just because we won't see your comments.
Should we answer some questions?
Yeah, questions. Q&A. One party. Oliver says, I just realized my stream is delayed. Questions, everybody.
Good questions. I feel like there's gonna be so many questions on this.
Diacritical says, you look so much like what's ADR? Like his ADR coordinator. that they can
That
be
I
sisters.
look like?
Yeah, like at 80, like his.
Maybe I
someone he
am.
works with.
Maybe I am. Who
Maybe
says I'm
she
not?
is.
Who says I'm not?
Felix Ass is asking what's up with the glass stomping. So basically, at Jewish weddings, whenever they basically when the deal is sealed and they're married, basically when under the chuppah they have a ceremony, and when the deal is sealed, right?
What's a chuppah?
The canopy where the ceremony happens in a Jewish wedding. Once they're married and it's a thing, like the blessing is said and whatever, the guy will stomp on a
Not
glass.
stomp. He breaks it with his foot.
Yeah, he will, he stomps on it. He breaks it with
Well,
his foot.
stomping makes it sound like he's marching.
Well, yeah, how is he supposed to do it without...
He smashes with his foot.
Well, how is he supposed to smash a glass without stomping on it?
You could just break it with your foot.
You can't just break a glass with
Of
your
course
foot
you
without
could.
stomping on it.
You're not gonna go like...
Well, yeah, you go one time.
Exactly. It's just one stomp.
It's a stomp while you're stomping on it.
And it's embarrassing if he doesn't get it on the first
If
try.
he doesn't get it on the first try, it's embarrassing, so he
It's
has
very
to
embarrassing.
stomp.
So actually some people have the custom to kind of pre-break the glass.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
some people have that.
cheating.
And the thing is, you don't actually see it. It's under a napkin
That's
or something.
cheating. They can't do that. That's
No, some
cheating.
people do, not to embarrass him. It's a real embarrassment if you don't get it on
That's
the
like
first try.
emasculating.
Exactly. Not manly enough. Can you imagine a poor weak guy who's getting married, or if he's so nervous?
He has to stomp. Because otherwise, he's just going to keep doing it.
You know what's interesting? I wonder why the tradition, I don't know the answer, maybe you do, why the tradition is that he stomps on, like he steps on it with his foot rather than throwing it down and breaking it with his hand.
I don't know. Maybe it's like a...
Safety thing? The idea is just to break glass, but why?
Basically, the reason why they break glass is to mourn that we don't have a temple. And so it's kind of like...
A reminder.
It's a reminder that there is no temple in Jerusalem. And that the Jews are still in diaspora.
I think the important thing to remember is that weddings could be such a happy time, and we have to remind ourselves that they're still a part of the Jewish tradition that's missing. So even in our most happiest times, we have to remember this sad event. I mean, not to be sad or anything, not to be so depressing, but just to keep in the back of our minds that, that we're not fully happy yet.
JF says I'd go full backyard wrestling on the glass, drop an elbow from a ladder. Max says, okay, question, does she want learning guy or working guy? Does she want to exchange resumes? Legit, you might make a shidduch and make that money. If you pay me money, I will set you up Lila.
Excuse me, I have to say yes.
Yeah, but I will convince her. She listens to me. I will convince her. You just have to pay me $5,000.
I'm worth $5,000 to you. That's it.
No.
I'm your best friend. I knew you your whole life.
Nate
knows
is
you
Nate
inside
is
and
worth
out.
$5,000 to me. You're priceless.
Thank you.
It's just for Nate.
Better be priceless.
Yeah, and Nate sounds like an amazing person.
As a side note, guys, I know her so well. Like, you could definitely ask me any questions about Pardes, and I know it.
Shh, don't ask her anything.
I know what she's thinking on her live
Hey,
streams.
Alex. Alex paid me $2 so I can set him up with you. Can you go out with Alex?
Not for $2, honey.
I mean, but it's a thought that counts.
Okay. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate the thought.
Yeah, Alex sounds like a really great person. I
I'm
love
sure
Alex.
He is. Yeah. He's really supportive of you. That's what I do like. I like that he always supports you. Thank you, Alex, for supporting my friend.
Oliver says, do these people even live in New York? Yeah, they do live in New York.
Some
right?
do. Some live in LA, some live in Baltimore, some live in Miami, some live in Canada.
Chino says, Lila, you have $1 million smile.
Oh, thank you. Pardes, you have $1 million smile.
No, I
Oh my
do
god,
not.
when we were out today and some guy was hitting on Pardes nonstop. So then I kept making comments to her too.
Chino says #babes. Diacritical says lots in New York. Diacritical knows lots of Orthodox Jews.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's lots in New York. New York is a huge Orthodox community. And the thing also is within the Orthodox community, there's so many different types. You'll have like Chabad type, you'll have Hasidic type, you'll have Sephardic and Ashkenaz.
Oliver, your comments are hilarious, but people aren't going to see it if you spell out the word ASS and SEX. It has to be dash. A-S-.
Or just put an asterisk in. Everyone will know what you're talking about.
Yeah, put an asterisk. It's kind of stupid and it's like not as fun. It's not as fun, but it's still, but your comments are still funny. So
yeah,
people
and
are
everyone
still
wants to
laugh.
read them.
Yeah, YouTube is stupid. That's why I keep saying SEX, even though it's like stupid. Did I say the word XEX?
No, I said it last night, and then I'm like, oh, oops, I don't think I should say it. You're like, I think it's fine.
Was it demonetized? It wasn't, right?
No, it was actually just the opposite. They probably didn't catch it. Maybe.
What if
I feel like
what
some
if in the
people don't understand
chat?
me.
What if in the chat?
Right, it may be.
Do you think the chat they'll catch it?
We'll find out.
Okay,
We'll find
so
out.
I am basically uncensoring Oliver's comments because it's got a bunch of stuff in it. So if that gets us demonetized, then I will know. Okay. Oliver said the R word, so if that gets us demonetized, you know what the R word is, right? You know what the R word is? RETARD.
Oh. I was thinking of something, like some sort of...
YouTube is like...
Yeah.
YouTube is like worse than our elementary school.
Yeah, I was thinking of like some sort of like sex thing or something.
YouTube is like, I mean like our school...
Oh shoot, I said it.
She said SEX.
I did.
I literally feel like I'm back in elementary school where we weren't allowed to say the words shut up. You know you can't say shut up on YouTube? They'll censor you.
If you type it, or because you just
If you type it.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
That's so weird. You know also what we weren't allowed to say? Idiot.
Yeah, you couldn't say idiot.
I don't know why.
Idiot was such a bad word. It's like,
yeah.
The I word. Idiot. Stupid. Was stupid bad?
Yeah, stupid was bad also.
Stupid was bad.
I can't say stupid.
Felix says, do either of you know Ariel Pink or Ariel Rosenberg? He's Jewish from Beverly Hills. His dad is a gastroenterologist.
I don't.
And he's like the king of indie pop. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I feel like I don't know people. There are a lot. Rosenberg is a
well, we
very
went to
common.
school with some Rosenbergs.
I know, but it's a very common Jewish. I don't think we should mention her name, but it's a very common Jewish name.
Yeah.
But I don't know people in LA. Like people always, we call it Jewish geography. When you meet a Jewish person, they ask you where you're from. Mike Carter asked if Dick Sweat's name is censored, and the answer is yes, because it has Dick in it. Yeah.
Is that crazy?
Everything's
Have you heard of Dick Sweat? He's a former congressman. His name is this is literally how it's spelled.
Oh my gosh, and then they censor it.
They censored his name.
Yeah.
Nate says, I know a guy who got a circumcision to marry an Orthodox girl because she made him. He regretted it so much and left her at the altar. Yeah, you shouldn't make someone get a circumcision.
Oh, no, but he still went through with it, though. That's the bigger thing.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, I'm going to get some sort of serious procedure on myself.
Don't circumcise.
And then he's like, actually, I regret this, so therefore I'm going to leave her at the altar. And that's a little messed up.
Yeah, I mean...
He shouldn't have gone through with it in the first place. That was on him, though.
Yeah, don't cut your penis if you are not serious about it.
Yeah. No, like, don't leave her at the altar.
Bart says not all Jewish people know each other, Felix.
That is true.
You know, is that true though? I feel like we know
No, you know everyone. You somehow know the world. Okay, first of all, Pardes is related to everyone in LA, and then everyone outside LA she somehow knows. I have no idea why. Like at first when she meets someone,
My
she'll be like,
family
I don't know
members-
him, and then
my family
the guy.
members are like cockroaches. They
Oh
just
no,
spread.
not like cockroaches.
They
They're
spread
like.
everywhere.
Say something positive, like.
Like cockroaches can be positive.
No, it's not positive, honey. No, you know everyone.
Like-
At first, when you meet someone, or someone will ask you, do you know this person? You'll be like, no. And then they'll describe you. You'll be like, oh, wait. Yeah, I do. I met this person, or I heard this person, or I had an interaction with this person. Every single time. Every single time. Every single time.
Yeah.
You just know everyone.
My sister knows more people.
Yeah, your sister's very, she's like a social butterfly. You don't think we should put it over here?
No, because then I won't, like, then I'll be, like, bending over to see it.
Oh, okay. No, the phone.
Chino, yes, penis is censored. Guys, stop saying words that are going to be
You want to put
censored.
it here? Your phone?
Oh, this.
Yeah.
Guys, stop saying words that are going to be censored. See, now they're testing. Now they're testing to see if the words, yes, penis is censored. And you know what? Should
Maybe
I
we should-
uncensor it?
Let's just ignore them because then they'll get tired of getting their stuff censored.
Okay. Oh my gosh. But Bart says PENIS not connected and they still censored him. I'm gonna uncensor it just so people should see. So anyone who said penis got censored, okay? Hey Alex. Alex says, you are a good friend, Lila. More Lila in the future, please.
Oh, thank you. That's
Yes.
so sweet.
Thank you, Alex. Lila, will you do more live streams?
I would love to do live streams.
Okay. Lila and I have so much to talk about. We like grew up since we were 10 together. Okay.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's spelled Leila. And
How does he know that?
I said
Oh.
they
yeah.
spelled your name Lyla.
Yeah, it's hard to like spell it. It's like a weird spelling.
Lila, yes. Chino says it right. Lila.
Yeah.
Oliver says Lila should live stream. I've live streamed. Have I live streamed? I don't know if I've taken videos of kaparot, which is basically when you sacrifice a chicken.
No, that's not what kapara. It's not the sacrificing.
What?
It's kapara. That's when you take a chicken and.
Yeah.
It's not the actual sacrifice though.
Right.
That's after.
That's after.
Yeah.
It's like when kapara is when you take a chicken, and the chicken is atoning for your sins. People make a big deal about it, but like guys, you eat chicken.
I don't.
You don't eat, but I'm kidding. She doesn't eat chicken.
I'm a recent.
But no, actually,
vegan.
I feel bad about it. Yeah, she's vegan.
Recent though, more recent.
We went to a vegan place today.
A couple. Oh,
Okay,
one.
Should I uncensor penis? Basically, in my chat. So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna uncensor all the penises.
I think we
and-
shouldn't talk about what we're censoring and uncensoring because then I feel like it brings attention to it and that's what people are going to talk about. You should just do it, just not talk about it.
Okay, we won't talk about it. See, so like this got censored. You see this?
Should we talk about dating though?
Oh, look, this got censored. Diaper didn't get censored. Oh, okay, if you say penis with dash, so if you say use dash, it won't get censored. So use a dash, like what Chino did, that doesn't get censored. Okay, no, this is good that you guys are trying this out because now I know. Now I know it's gonna get censored or not. Don't use, okay, so Nate, if you say DICK, even if it's someone's name, you're gonna get censored. So I'll show that to you.
Okay.
Someone wrote penis with like instead of the E they put the number 3 and even that got censored.
Wow.
Yeah. So chicken didn't get censored. Someone wrote Penn Island like PEN and then space ISLAND and they didn't get censored. Someone wrote PEN 15 and they got censored. No, they didn't get censored. Mike says, how about my pen is fine? YouTube really hates boy parts. Chino says, no vegan. I'm not going to tell you how to live, but you should... 1 second. Okay, so someone wrote, my pen is huge. Chino, that did get censored. Sorry, I'm like now... Felix is like, Lila's thinking, I want to talk about dating, not...
No, it's not that I want to talk about it. It's like I just find this topic boring.
No, this is a topic of our live stream, is dating, is not penises. But just...
It's not that I want to talk about it, I just think this is boring.
No. But look, this didn't get censored. This did get censored. This didn't get censored. Okay. I find it interesting just because I've been, like, just in the whole, I don't know, in, like, the whole media space where everyone's always talking about what's being censored and what's not being censored. It's like I'm always thinking about this stuff. But anyway, questions about ultra-Orthodox dating. Otherwise, we will go and talk about our own thing without paying attention to you guys. So questions about ultra-Orthodox dating. Huh?
Are you threatening people?
Yes. Nate says, can we just talk about Lila and not male parts? Alright, ask Lila anything. Ask Lila your questions because she's here for a limited time and then she's going to New York tomorrow.
Yeah.
Everyone's just testing it now.
I know, that's why I don't want to talk about it because then the whole thing's about that.
Okay, ask your questions from Lila. Ask Lila questions. Nate says, so do you follow Israeli politics?
Not really, a little bit, but not too much.
Felix says, Lila, please do not tell us anything embarrassing about Pardes.
Okay, promise I won't.
Good. Oliver makes a good point. He says it's like asking about Amish dating. I actually was about to go to Amish country today. I almost went to Lancaster today.
What do you mean we?
We almost went. We almost went together.
You leave me behind in DC.
And everyone's always like, Pardes, why are you so obsessed with the Amish? This is why I'm obsessed with the Amish. Because we grew up in a community that was like the Amish.
But I disagree.
Well, my world was kind of like, I felt like my world was like...
But it wasn't, because we used technology. We kept up with times. It was more censored.
We didn't,
we had cell phones, we had cars, we had washing machines, dishwashers.
But there's so many, it's not the same exact thing, but there's so many ways of a lifestyle that's like really similar. Plus, we didn't use that on Shabbat or Yom Tov.
Okay, but that was how many days out of the year?
Okay, well, there's a lot of days of the year that it's kind of like being Amish.
And we would still wear clothes with zippers.
Amish people don't wear zippers?
Nope.
Dang, I have to go to Lancaster.
Let me go with you because I want to check it out.
I'm going to take videos when I go to... I'm going to go and I'm going to put it in a video. Lila's going to be in our next video, guys. Do you know, by the way, that I've been putting up videos? 1 video, 2 videos per week, and I might actually make it 3. Should I do 3 videos every week?
If you have time, but I want to pressure yourself to do it.
Huh?
If you have time, but I want to pressure yourself to do it.
Yeah, I want to do 3 videos per week. Well, first, for now, it's 2 videos. And I'm not talking about these live streams. I'm talking about, like, real videos.
Vlogs of your everyday life.
Vlogs.
If you want to see more of Pardes and what goes on in her life.
Yeah, my life is so interesting, guys.
Well, last night was interesting.
Last night?
Before the live stream.
What, me falling asleep?
No. The event we went to.
Oh, yeah.
You guys can see on the vlog. We speak a little bit about it, so stay tuned.
We went to an event with Steve Bannon.
Man, now we're going to get some hate.
No, they won't get hate.
Oh, okay.
We went to an event with Steve Bannon last night. I'm not kidding. It was a small event.
No, it wasn't so small.
No, I'm saying it wasn't like a big event. It was like in the house.
It seemed really crowded.
Yeah, it was crowded. It was really crowded. And, yeah. Anyway. Right. Steven says, I'm trying to wean myself off of Pardes, like Peterson with clonazepam. Hard but doable. You don't have to wean yourself from me. I'm such a healthy... I'm a very healthy addiction to have. Do not have to wean myself off of me.
Yeah, look how good I turned out, and I had Pardes in my life for 16 years.
You guys are my addiction. Like, if you leave me, I'm gonna suffer from withdrawal.
No, you won't. You have me.
Yeah, but like, this is my addiction.
What am I?
You're like, you're not you're my other, you're like family. Family is not an addiction.
Okay.
You guys are also like family, but you're also an addiction.
That's very confusing.
It's like a symbiotic relationship.
You guys are addicted to each other. So what? How does it work?
I'm addicted to you too.
Aw.
Felix says, this is so funny, guys. Chino says, hey ladies, I know funding has been cut, but you still both look like $1 million. Are we demonetized?
Why do you ask?
Let's see. Is this demonetized? Guys, if this stream is demonetized, it's all your fault. Well, I can't tell because I already pressed play. So you'd have to check it on your phone. Okay. All right. Someone wants to know how ultra-Orthodox Jewish lesbian dating works.
So, I don't know that the LGBTQ community is so welcomed in the ultra-Orthodox. Some Orthodox circles, it is welcomed.
Nate is asking if Madonna's actually Jewish. Madonna's not Jewish. She's partaken in the services of Kabbalah Center. Have you heard of Kabbalah Center?
Of course, I know what it is.
Okay,
yeah,
so
of course.
Kabbalah Center. Kabbalah Center is
I am Jewish.
It's kind of like Scientology. Like...
Not even. It's really made... Okay, whatever.
It's like a made-up thing.
It's made up, yeah.
It's like a made-up, like...
It's a made-up form of Judaism, I would say.
You basically, like, just...
Not a made-up thing.
Pay them a lot of money. You pay them a lot of money, and what do they do for you?
Take your money?
What does Kabbalah Center do?
Whatever you want, as long as you pay them. No, it's kind of, the idea is I guess they claim to be Jewish, but the problem is that they don't have, and the whole point of Judaism is that it has roots and it has customs that date way, 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 way back when to like Moses and Abraham and Isaac, or that, like, for if you don't believe that that's the idea, as opposed to, let's say, the Kabbalah Center, everything's new. So the problem that Jewish people have, Orthodox people or Jewish people in general have at the Kabbalah Center is that all the ideology or the practices that they do is relatively new and there's no history to it. And that's the biggest issue with it.
So, if I get a tattoo, what should I get?
My name.
Because someone asked if you could say all my tattoos. I don't have any tattoos now, but I want to get one.
With Lila's name on it.
With Lila's name on it.
I told Pardes her password should be my name.
So, Lila used to play the harp when she was younger. Do you ever think about playing again, Lila?
I thought I told you. I rented a harp and I started practicing again.
What? You didn't tell me.
I forgot. I'm sorry. I
You
forgot
didn't
to
tell me you started playing harp again?
Yeah, I have it in my apartment.
Are you joking?
No.
For real?
I'm not great. I'm nowhere near your skills.
No, guys. Lila played amazing. She used to play the harp when she was little. Mm-hmm. When she was very little, she played the harp.
From 7 to 10. Ages 7 to 10.
Yes. And she played the harp and it was so cool. Like, it's so cool to have a harp. I mean, it's pretty freaking badass. And so now she plays it again.
I'm not as good as Pardes' piano skills, but...
I mean, harp is cooler and more difficult.
I want to practice to get up Pardes' level.
Yeah.
I think it would be so cool if I could be as good as you and then we could play like songs together. So when I first learned to play the harp, they told us if for some reason we don't have our harp near us or if we forgot it somewhere, we should practice on the piano, because the piano, the old ones, I don't know if you guys know the shape of it, but they used to have an actual harp in the pianos, and then when they hit the keys, would actually hit the harp strings. So a lot of times the piano and harp sound the same because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, harp is, I think all strings are more difficult.
They are, because the way you pull them has an effect on the sound.
Felix says Mopboat is a very good piano player. That's so cool that you follow Mopboat. He is a really good piano player. Mopboat has been on this live stream.
You guys should pull your money together and buy Pardes a piano.
Yeah, like a real piano.
She's like, yeah, that's a good idea. If you want to get her a treat.
Get me a real piano, then I'll
pitch in. I'll pitch in for that.
I'll actually play on these streams. Also, I just remembered, first of all, I want to make a shout out. I don't know if he's actually going to see this, but remember how I was talking about the Jerry Seinfeld video? Pardes looks like Jerry Seinfeld. That YouTube video, it's back up on YouTube, and it's really funny. It's really funny, and you can check it out.
I saw it. It was hilarious.
Pretty funny.
You did a good job whoever made it.
This guy is talented.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, it's pretty funny. So look up Pardes looks like Jerry Seinfeld. And you will not be bored listening to it.
It's really good.
Yeah, and also check out this YouTube account called Mahosh Trahosh. I'm probably saying it wrong, but Mahosh. Then the second word is Trahosh. Mahosh Trahosh. And it's so funny. It's basically my friend Sneer, and he basically pretends to be like, it's like a satire account, so he's like making fun of, he's like pretending to be this Israeli Isra Diva, he calls her. Hello, my name is Isra Diva, my name is Shoshana Smolyansky, and he pretends to be this lady who's like with an accent. It's so funny, and he always brings guests on and he interviews them, and it's doing really well. He does live streams, and it's doing really well, so definitely go check it out. It's hilarious. Steven says, we're seeing two faces this beautiful. I'm out. Bye, Steven. Thank you so much for joining. Steven, I'm addicted to you. Don't ever withdraw your addiction, because then I would die. I'm kidding.
Don't die.
Okay. I'll try. Steven, no pressure. All right. Okay. If you kick... Alright, if you wanted to move... Alright. Is that it? I didn't watch The Spy. Okay. Anybody have any more questions? We're almost at... Where are we? This is a long live stream.
Yeah, there's like a lot to talk about on the subject.
Okay, so we'll do more. Lila will be back. She comes here sometimes, once in a while. She'll be back. And, all right. Any other questions for Lila? She's going back to New York.
I'll miss you guys. It was really fun. Last night was a riot. If you haven't seen that video, you should check it out.
All right. Shana Tova, Smack says.
Shana Tova, Max.
All right. Do you invest in Forex, Lila?
No.
Okay. Chino approves of Lila. Says, I approve of Lila.
Okay.
All right, everybody have a good night. Chino,
Good night.
I'm going to talk about piano in a different live stream. And congrats on starting to learn keyboard. That's very exciting. Okay. All right, have a good night. Alex is bribing us to stay. Alex is bribing us to stay. Plus, Alex, you should go out with Alex.
I should go. Why don't you go out with Alex?
Because I'm the shadchan.
Why can't I be the shotgun?
Because I'm the person that people pay money to set up other people.
Girl, you're too busy with YouTube to set people up. Let's keep it real.
I'm a great shadchan.
No, you're not.
I set someone up once, and they actually did get engaged, but then they broke up.
I mean, okay, that's alright, but I just feel like...
Do you remember I set up someone, and then they got engaged, and then they broke up? Okay, sorry.
We could talk about it afterwards, but,
That was, like, the only successful people that I set up. Okay, sorry.
No. I was just thinking that, like, you being a shadchan would never work out because you're too busy.
Yeah, I'm like, I'd be really
You have too
bad
much
at it.
going on. Besides, if you're traveling, how are you supposed to arrange dates? It's not gonna work.
Could do it over Snapchat.
You can't answer if you're on a plane.
Okay. Max Friedman says, legit will give you $5,000 if you set me up with Lila and it works out. I'll send it on live stream. For real? Max? Lila? I know Max. He's perfect. He's so hot and he's perfect.
Guys, I could be a serial killer.
She could be.
I don't know. I could be here against Pardes
She could
as
be
well.
like a hot, like, you know, spy woman.
Oh my god. I always want... Hello, in my other life, I would totally be like a CIA agent or like a badass FBI person. I would love to do that.
Diacritical says, do PayPal. YouTube takes too much.
It's true.
Thank you,
It's
Diacritical.
That's true.
And I see if you send me PayPal, then I will see it right away. I will see it pops up here. I want to do something where there's super chat, like Streamlabs. I want to try and I have to figure out how to do Streamlabs on this thing, because Streamlabs because like YouTube takes too much. YouTube takes a lot of it, and PayPal and Streamlabs and like other forms, they don't take a cut. It's just YouTube. And YouTube is scum.
You know who owns YouTube?
Who?
Google.
Google's scum.
They're kind of dirty the way they built up, and not dirty, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
Long chat, long video.
Yes.
Long live stream. Guys,
Okay.
It's been really fun. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Have a wonderful evening. Thank you, everybody.
We had a lot of fun.
Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night, Alex. Good night. Good night, Steven.
Whoever donated, good night.
Good night. Whoever in the super chats, good night. If you are not in the super chats, then like
Whatever.
We don't care about you. Except for Nate, because he's about to pay $5,000. No, not Nate.
Alex?
Max is about to pay me $5,000 because I'm about to.
Well, we're not gonna say goodnight yet. Once he pays, I'll
Okay.
say goodnight.
All right. What's your Twitter, Lila? Do you have Twitter?
I don't. I mean, I have alias accounts, so I don't post anything. I just.
Oh, she doesn't post stuff.
Yeah, I
well,
really don't.
If you
post.
make an Instagram and
I
you
have
share
an
it-
alias Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, I
And
do.
you
But
post on it?
there's literally like 4 pictures. Oh my god, I can even show you guys. There's literally like 4 pictures.
What's your alias account?
I don't remember, but I'll pull it up. I really don't remember. There's
Can I post it in here so people can check it out?
I mean, this is it.
Oh, there isn't pictures.
There's
of you.
literally no pictures of me.
Okay. So she doesn't have.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the only place you can see her is on this live stream.
so stay tuned.
And my videos. Sorry.
And your vlogs.
And my videos. My vlogs.
Your
Yes.
vlogs, yeah.
Yes. You'll see her.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.